Oh, I'm gonna say this.
What's that? What is, read it.
So, James, I read Sundari's book, and it would be nice to have a non-dual relationship. And I know that you're not giving advice, but I was thinking maybe make an exception once.
Well, I don't give advice anyway, but we could talk about a non-dual relationship.
Yeah.
First of all, who wants a non-dual relationship?
Oh, that's very clear.
Huh?
Ignorance.
Yeah, ignorance wants a non-dual relationship. Why?
I don't want.
You don't want, that's right. Ignorance wants a non-dual relationship. But why does ignorance want a non-dual relationship?
Because it feels lonely and needy and needs excitement.
Oh, you got it in one. And what does it think it's going to get when it gets a non-dual relationship?
Blissful awareness forever.
And that's right, blissful awareness where it's going to be happy forever. And what's wrong with that notion?
So you can't have an object that gives you bliss all the time.
Yeah, that's right. And that's one reason. And the other reason is you are blissful awareness already. The one who wants the relationship is already blissful awareness, permanent, eternal blissful awareness.
Well, there's another factor. You have the object, the person you're in a relationship with, but which is changing, obviously.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
Your mind is also changing.
That's right. In other words,
so the other person can be perfect, but your mind might think there's something wrong with her or him.
Yeah, well, and your mind's changing, and the object is changing, and how likely is it that you're gonna, and your gunas are changing? In other words, her mind, the gunas are changing in her mind, the gunas are changing in your mind. How likely is it you're going to get pure sattva in both minds all the time that's going to reflect the blissful awareness in a relationship? You'll get blips. You got little blips and moments when you'll feel really connected and one and happy, and you'll think, oh, this is wonderful, this should last forever. But as soon as the minds change, you have different karma stream, she has a different karma stream, then what happens? The bliss goes away. Whereas, if your mind is cleared by what? By your spiritual practice, then you're aware of the bliss that you feel all the time. And then, therefore, what? You are what you want. You are the relationship you want. In other words, that's what I call a relationless relationship. That's why people ask me, well, what do you want? And I say, I am what I want. Or I have what I want. Well, that's ridiculous. You have what you want. Well, because the word have doesn't make any sense there, does it? Well,
no, you are what you want.
Because you always have, that's right.
You are what you want.
You are what you want. And because your nature's love. So non-dual love or non-dual relationship or unconditional love is just gained by knowing what you are. Now, if you can't understand that, and that's too complex, then you have to do a dualistic relationship as karma yoga. In other words, then you take advantage of the fact that you're in a relationship, but you're not going to manage that relationship properly unless you have the karma yoga attitude. If you have the karma yoga attitude, then what do? The relationship becomes a spiritual path, and it becomes an opportunity to grow. So all of the conflicts that happen there produce growth. All the crises and conflicts and emotional stuff produces growth, because to continue with the relationship, you have to what? You have to offload the results to Ishvara. So the anxiety about maintaining a relationship is reduced to bare minimum with karma yoga. Because when you get something that you want, that's wonderful and you feel happy, but you immediately get another problem: how to keep it.
Mm.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaking as awareness, says, as Ishvara, says, I remember and forget. I take care of your getting and your keeping. Which means the what you lose and what you gain is up to Ishvara.
Mm-hmm.
According to the fruits of your action. Ishvara is not a big person in the sky that's just doling out good and bad results.
No, Ishvara is the whole principle that is operating this whole
that's right.
seeming reality.
It's all the factors in the reality
all
that
the
are
laws
producing.
and all the elements.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm. And all the karma. All the karma. Mm.
So, this whole thing about I want a non-dual relationship is a very tricky statement. Because it doesn't honestly make sense because of the fundamental principle that Vedanta says is that this is a non-dual reality, so there's no relationships operating in this, is there? There's only seeming relationships, apparent relationships. It looks like you have a relationship, but you actually don't have a relationship when you think you do have a relationship. That's called mithya. The feelings are the feelings are so intense that you call that reality. You believe that a feeling is reality, but love is not a feeling. Most people think you fall in love because you want those feelings. But love is not a feeling. So if you think, you're getting love from somebody else or you're giving love to somebody else, then you're deluded. This is really hard to understand. So hard to understand.
So if love is not a feeling, then what is love then?
Love is your nature.
So it is understanding.
Yeah. Understanding means what stands under you or what supports you. And what supports you is love. In other words, you don't fall in love with a person, you fall in love with love. When you fall in love with love, you're falling in love with yourself, because you know that, because you only fall in love because to please yourself. The fact that everything you do is to please yourself means what? That you love yourself more than anything. So you already have self-love. You just don't understand this logic. You need to understand this logic because that takes away the ignorance that's supporting the illusion that you're in a relationship. Then the relationship becomes entertainment. It's a bonus. It's like, it's like a cherry on top of an ice cream. They you go and get the ice cream. I don't know, they don't do it in Europe, but in America, they used to put this red cherry right on the top. It's sweet. It's called a maraschino cherry. It's really sweet. So it makes a beautiful ice cream and then put it on top. Well, actually, the ice cream is plenty and that's good enough. And that's fine, but then you get that little extra enjoyment thrown in on the extra. So then the duality is enjoyable. But if you don't know that your nature is love and that what you love is yourself in the object, then you got to have problem all the time. That there's not much more to say about it than that. It's not complicated.
It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science, but it's subtle. And it's hard because, they told you from the beginning that you were this body and that you were, that you were lonely and incomplete and you needed to find a soulmate or get married and make babies and love objects. They told you right at the very beginning, you know, you didn't ask for that knowledge. I didn't ask to you know, I didn't ask to come here in this earth. Nobody asked me. You know, I'm a prisoner here. And so, you know.
Yeah, too bad Sundari is not here because she could maybe add a few things here and there.
Yeah, we've had some videos. We've got some videos on non-dual relationships. There's one with Sundari and I in India.
Yeah, I mean, she wrote the book, Yoga and Relationships.
Yeah, the Yoga of Relationships. That's a great book.
Yeah, so it would be nice to have her here.
Yeah, she's busy today, so we'll have to make another video with her.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome indeed.